Welcome, y'all, to the Just Jelly podcast. Are you looking for conversations that are raw and authentic? Looking to expand your knowledge on topics affecting everyday life? Then you're in the right place. It's more than just a podcast, it's a community. Now, here's your host, Jen. Hey, friends. Welcome back to Just Jelly Unfiltered. I am your perfectly imperfect podcast host, Jen. How are you guys doing? I hope everybody had an amazing Thanksgiving. Thank you for all the happy Thanksgiving messages. Happy Turkey Day. I truly felt loved. It was probably one of the best Thanksgiving days I've had in a hot minute. I took out the pressure. I did everything I talked about in my pre-episode, and it was so nice. We went out to dinner. I didn't even cook. Didn't have to wash a dish. It was amazing. We got dressed up. We took a couple pictures, very low key. And that's exactly how we're doing Christmas too. This episode, I feel like, is extremely important. One, it's our season 3 finale. If Hormones had a podcast, it would be Just Jelly. Thank you guys for hanging in there this season. 2025 has truly been an emotional whiplash. I feel like, woof, maybe that's why I'm wearing a turtleneck for support today. I don't know. This is not going to be your polished episode. They never are. It's just Jen and just me behind the mic. But today I'm inviting you into a very special love letter from me to you behind the mic, the messy middle, the in between, the fog, the growth that really changed me from the inside out, the things that I haven't posted about yet, but I felt was important to get out there. I hope that you guys feel heard and seen in every word I say through this episode. It has truly been an eye-opening experience that I went through over the past couple weeks, and that's really what I want to dive into this episode. No one warned me what I was walking into when I started this healing journey, transformation. I thought that everybody who was in my old life was going to grow with me, and we would just all carry on and sing kumbaya and happy days, right? It didn't work out that way. And I was left sitting in my car a lot of the times or on my knees praying, wondering why. What did I say? What did I do? I was there for them when their dog was sick. I went to their house. I had breakfast delivered. I held their hair when they puked out of the Uber. I traveled the world with them. I've known them for years, some of them. As my daughter got sick, I wasn't that fun Jennifer anymore. It was triggering to me because her being sick was triggering some of the things that I had not healed from in my past. She was struggling. I was struggling. At the end of the day, everyone already knows that she chose to go no contact with the entire family. I pray every day for reconnection. I do believe that that will happen one day, but I was no longer popping bottles of champagne and dancing on yachts and running up and down the beach. I was sad. I wasn't probably a good friend to be around. I wasn't happy. And I can see how they would instill a boundary around someone who maybe wasn't the same. But at the same time, if you love someone and they're down, don't you try to pick them up? Talk to them about it? You don't ghost them, criticize them, gossip about them, right? Wrong. That is what this episode is about, is really the truth of what I've been dealing with, the healing, the pain. I felt kind of stuck when I was trying to record this episode. I really wasn't sure. And it wasn't because I was stuck, lack of direction. It's because usually a finale means the dust has settled, right? The fog is still there. It's lifting. I've always spoken from the hurt, the pain. I've never really spoken from the scar. And that's where I'm coming from today. Even though the scar isn't completely healed, I felt like it was important to get it out there and talk about it. This year stretched me, it humbled me, it cracked open pieces of me that I didn't even realize was there or needed to be healed. It really was, it was just, I can't even describe it to you now, but I've rebuilt. I'm rebuilding. Let me put it that way. I outgrew the life that I was in. I can't plan for the future because I'm waiting to find out what my future is going to be. We're going to be relocating at least 50% of the time to wherever my daughter is going to school because she's graduating so young. So until we know that, we don't really have a clear direction. So I'm stuck in this in between. And I didn't have my old circle supporting me, but yet I hadn't made my new circle of friends yet either. I was stuck in this in between. I had to learn how to be my own cheerleader, how to hear my own voice. Everybody celebrates the glow up. They cheer you on when you're like, oh, I'm going to start a new business. You get the flowers, you get the candy, everybody's on the yacht, we're popping champagne, right? But when you really start to grow and heal and change and you go through this transformation period in life, whatever that looks like to you, whether it's a divorce, a job change, building a career, no one warns you about the life you're going to have to grieve, the people you're going to grieve that are still alive. No one warned me that my shine, my goals, my ambition was going to confuse people, make them question me, be offended by my progress. Fun fact, most people want to keep you right where you are. They don't want you to grow. No one really talks about the friendships you're going to outgrow, the accusations that's going to sting, the gossip you're going to hear. People even try to belittle my accomplishments, even though they hadn't accomplished them themselves. It leaves you in those moments of silence, crying to yourself in the car, on your knees praying and looking in the mirror, asking, who am I? Why is this happening? And what have I done wrong? But this is what I can tell you I learned this year. You can heal and hurt at the same time. You can be happy and sad. You can celebrate. You can have great things happen and bad things happen all at the same time. And it can leave you feeling very confused. To lose people that I thought would permanently be in my life. Some of them, I thought of them as a sister. I told them where the skeletons were buried. To only be left called fake, delusional, too much, not enough, just for stepping into the calling that I feel like God placed on my heart and over my life. I have struggled with mental health. I've had family members who have struggled with mental health. I have friends who have struggled. And the common denominator that I have heard time and time again is out of shame, they've had to go through it alone. I wanted to build a safe place where people's voices can be heard, their stories can be told, and no one ever has to feel the pain that I felt going through some of the transformations, struggles, heartache that I have had to go through over the past few years. My chapters are not easy ones to read. They're not easy ones to heal from either. But I have learned over the past year how to clap for myself, how to speak power and love into myself. I can motivate the hell out of somebody else. Queen, fix your crown. You are amazing. You got this. You can do anything you put your mind to. Like, I can motivate someone else. I am my own worst enemy. I'm hardest on myself, and I'm a critic. Sometimes I record an episode 10 times before I will say, okay, I'll take that one. Same episode, but I always wanted to have my heart in the episode. I want people to be able to listen and go, I see her because I see you guys. You guys inspire me. This year, God isolated me so I could finally hear him. I learned that some friendships are only going to last if you stay broken. They don't want you to heal because then it puts a spotlight on what they need to work on. I heard someone say the other day, and I pinned it, I sent it to a friend of mine, that when God's getting ready to elevate you, show you his glory and his blessings, he doesn't want you to share those blessings with the enemy. He will take them out of your life. He does not want you sharing the limelight with them. And it rang true because whoever's sitting at my table, whatever I'm doing, I want to pull them up with me. I'm not competitive. I'm like, here, you want to create an app? I have a friend. You want to start a website? Here, use my website designer. You need legal fees or legal advice? Here's her number. Just call her. That's how I operate. I don't want to stay broken anymore. This year, I learned that healing is not easy. It's not got a handbook. Growth is going to scare people because it's confusing. Stepping out in fear is what most people do. They hold themselves back. When you step out in faith and you're doing what you can't see and what others want to be doing, it cost me relationships, cost me confidence, cost me comfort. When I started really smiling, getting dressed for the occasion, making a TikTok if I wanted to make a TikTok in public, just doing what Jen wanted to do, it cost me the comfort. My purpose cost me approval. I had to learn how to hear my own voice, sing my own praises, and not seek outside validation because we're never truly alone. We just have to hand it over to him. We just have to trust whatever you believe in, even if it's just a bigger power than yourself. Believe in yourself. That's enough. Sometimes it's not about saving the entire world. It's just about putting the cape on and starting A for effort, right? You would think that everybody would want to cheer you on if you're trying to do good. Mm, no, it's not how it works. There were some days, actually, it's kind of funny that I was thinking about this. Some days I want to throw my phone in the ocean and just call it a day and take up surfing, maybe start building sandcastles. I don't know, do something fun. I'm retired because my phone really did go swim with Ariel when I was going paddleboarding one day. And I thought, whoa, do I really want to get this thing reactivated or should I just let it sink? Sink, baby, sink. The doubt was loud at times, but you have to be louder. I want to share a really personal story with you guys, and I wasn't sure if I was going to share it or not. But I feel like in order for you to know why I think it's so important for you to know that living in the in between, if you're changing, transitioning, wanting to build something, grow, heal, or start this journey of self improvement, you're going to be stuck in the in between, is because this story right here cut pretty deep because it's still fresh. It's one of those fresh scars, wounds that I was talking about. The reality is it hurts. It still stings. It stings because I felt it multiple times over the year, throughout this year. You would think your friends and family would support you because likes, shares, and comments are free, right? Subscribing, following you, all that's free. You would think they would support your dream and they'd be the first ones knocking on the door, right? Wrong. It's not how it happened. Right around Thanksgiving, I got a text from her. In that text, it was, I care about you. I know your heart. I know you have good intentions. In the very next sentence, same text, by the way, what came out of her mouth next was truly shocking. I couldn't believe it. I was like, wow. Mainly because she had been my friend since I started social media, pretty much. She had experienced the benefits. That was the shocking part, I guess. We even used to sit and laugh of how her friends would say, your life just looks so unrealistic. You're living like a movie. We would laugh about it because that's just how my life has been since I've started this journey of social media. I travel every month. I do different things that people may not understand. But it was shocking coming from her that it's, I care about you, I know your heart, and then accuse me of lying, living in a fake reality, and being vain. Because I have always told her my biggest insecurity was I am the least confident person in the room. I am learning to roll my shoulders back and to walk in and take up space, and that I'm entitled to take up space, that I matter. You can't call someone a good person and a friend while all at the same time trying to tear down everything they have tried to build, belittling them, taking away their accomplishments. Oh, I got to be honest with y'all. Nicole came out to play. My ego side was like, "What did you just say, bitch?" Yeah, I laughed about it. It was one of those moments that I had to just say, "Jennifer, put down the phone, step away, lay it on the table, wait a minute, and process this." Because if I would have instantly replied, I'd have been like, what? I'd have went lower. But I don't like that person. I don't like that version of me. I don't want to go lower. Had to take a deep breath, had to reset my mindset for a minute because her words were hurtful. Because it was a friend, right? How many frenemies, if you really looked at your circle, do you think you got? You got more than you know, let me tell you. Or I had more than I knew. I learned a lot. The most hurtful part of the whole situation is I had not talked to her in a couple of months. The last time I talked to her, I had told her what a hard year this was, how broken I was, how I had struggled with my mental health, and how the holidays I was trying to prepare. I had even been posting about it on my social media. I don't usually post about things I'm going through till I've completely processed them. And I know exactly how I feel because I never want to come across as wishy-washy. And I know that about myself. I'm going to come off, there's phases. You've got your grieving phase, you're angry, happy, sad, pissed off. Sometimes I can go through those all emotions in 1 minute. I've tried to learn that about myself, to take a moment and breathe. But she didn't know where I was at in life. She thought that I was still struggling. My mental health was not good. And she was just going to pile it all on. She didn't care. She wasn't thinking about me at all. It was self-centered. Thankfully, my mental health, the fog had lifted. I had let go of a lot of things. I had been praying over them. So I wasn't still in that damaged place she thought I was. But I would have never done that to her. I wouldn't even do that to my worst enemy on a good day, let alone knowing somebody's hurting, knowing where they are, and then gonna add to the struggle. Let me just be clear when I say this. Evil doesn't always show up with horns and a red cape like you see in the movies. Sometimes it's a bad outfit and worn out sneakers. And I wasn't paying attention to the red flags. I didn't realize that some of the women that are sitting at your table, they have their shoulders rolled back, they have their napkin in their lap, but they've got a knife in their back pocket, just waiting for the moment when they can take you down. And it is important to evaluate our friends, our circle. Take those moments away to see who our true friends are. Because what I did next, I was really proud of. And if I hadn't healed, I probably wouldn't have been able to text it to her of, I know you're hurting. I know you're unhappy, because I knew what she had going on in her life. No, you're not in a place where you feel you should be. She just hadn't named it yet. She hadn't really looked in the mirror and done that self reflection. So she wrapped her problems and her unhappiness and her lack of understanding something, and she called it concern. It was her projection dressed up in love. She did not like that I called it what it was of, I think you need to look at the man in the mirror and take a minute, because she couldn't even understand or have consideration for the words that she was using. We have to stop projecting our wounds onto other people. We have to stop using therapy words because they sound smart and realize the real issue sometimes is someone else's growth exposes the work that you're avoiding. You don't want to name it. You don't want to have to do the work. Take some accountability in your own life. I've taken accountability. With my daughter, I have written her sorry letters. We've spent hours walking on the beach, apologizing to her, talking through situations that she's remembered or things that I might have said that has hurt her. I took accountability. I told her, I was like, I was a young child, having a child, growing up together. She understood that. That is not why we are estranged. We are estranged because she said growing up is harder than she expected. And she was hardest on herself because she wanted to make the family proud. If she could hear this episode today, I want her to know we've always been proud of her. I've always told her how proud I am. But I think it goes back to mother like daughter. We're hardest on ourselves. We're our biggest critics. It's a struggle. Before I go any further, I need to ask, why do people feel the need to knock someone down when they're already down? I could have not spoken to someone in years. The last conversation we had could have been hurtful. If I'm being honest, this person right here who broke my heart, hurt my feelings, and said horrible things to me, she could call me right now and tell me she needed someone and I'd be there for her. And she knows that. If you're not willing to do the work on yourself, that's okay. If you don't want to grow, if you don't want to change, that's okay. But just be honest, name it. Don't take it out on someone who is wanting to change and grow and be a better person. That's what today's episode really is all about, is just being kind, showing love, compassion, offering some empathy to people who are struggling with their mental health, because you don't know what that person on the other end of the phone or text or email is going through. But if you know that they're going through something and you choose to pile on it anyway, I don't even know what to say about that. Our words and actions, they matter. They can cause wounds that you never see. Trauma, it doesn't have to be a bomb that goes off in our lives. I'm still struggling with things people said to me and bullied me for in high school. Words stick with people. Actions, the things you do, ghosting people. You say it's a boundary. You want to sugarcoat it? No, it's you avoiding or putting up your own wall of protection because of things that you have gone through. I just finished my relationship course. I paid a 98, by the way. That doesn't mean I know everything. But my biggest takeaway from that course is that we are born to crave connection, but very few of us will actually sit down and learn who we are, how we like our eggs, in order to have healthy relationships. And how we like our eggs is a reference to one of my favorite movies, Runaway Bride. I always thought, if you have a lot of failed relationships or friendships, maybe you need to know how you like your eggs. Maybe you're running with the crowd. Maybe you're being a follower and you need to be a leader. And you can only lead if you know who you are at your core. But even if that is not you, even if you don't want to know how you like your eggs and you want to be a follower, that's okay too. But don't bring other people down just to make yourself feel better. It's harmful. It's not nice. I believe I've heard it said a couple of different times by a couple of different people, so I'm not going to quote any one person. But if there's jealousy, if a person has something you want and you have jealousy, you can't be friends with that person. Jealousy is the root of all evil in a relationship. Or either You have to talk to that person and communicate. Put your big girl panties on and have a conversation and be like, hey, I'm a little sensitive to this topic because I really want to be married. And it bothers, it upsets me internally when I see how happy you are. Like, what if we could get to that kind of level of communication in our relationships? Wow, how much better would they be? When did we stop caring about other people, especially people that we have shared memories with, traveled with, embraced meaningful conversation with? When did we stop caring about our family and our friends? I know we want to dress it up as safety or boundaries, but the enemy really wants us to be torn apart because we are stronger together. I don't care what anybody says. You're always stronger in a unit than you are on your own. I knew that if I had dealt with someone like this, that someone else was out there going through the same thing and letting the noise of someone else have an impact on them, because this would have impacted me huge 3 or 4 months ago. Probably knocked me down. I would have cried for several days. I would have had all that self-doubt. I would have wondered if she was telling the truth. I would have doubted myself, even though I know the truth. I want you to hear me clearly if you're dealing with someone like this. You are not alone. If this is a part of your journey or your story, if you felt rejection, misunderstood, judged, I feel for you. I see you. I hear you. It is hard. It's hard work. You would think wanting to be a good person and better yourself would be easy and the world would be accepting. They're not. Anytime you go against the grain of what society tells you you should be doing, which is out spending a lot of money, having a ton of friends, taking all these pictures for social media, dancing with a crew, traveling, it's going to feel awkward when you're sitting in that silence or sitting alone, in this in between, wondering, what did I do? No, you didn't do anything wrong. You just chose to take a path less traveled, a harder path. Don't let anyone distract you from your goals. Your goals and your dreams are not meant for them. They're not meant for your family or friends. They're meant for you. Don't let anyone question your self-worth. If that voice starts creeping in, rewrite it. Look yourself in the mirror and say, I'm fixing my crown right now. I've got this. Smile at yourself. Dr. Kindness says smiling at yourself for as little as 5 seconds can completely change your mindset and how you see yourself. Don't let them steal your joy, because let me tell you, that is their goal. You're letting them win. Take the negativity, the gossip, the belittling, everything that they tell you, and use it as fuel to say, watch me. You don't think I'll succeed? Watch me. My goal was to touch one person, and I've touched lots of lives, and I'm going to keep going because I know the work, God's plan, my purpose, my life is bigger than the gossip, the drama, the negativity, and the chaos. And that's the area we have to live in. We have to live in the bigger picture. And people who can't see the bigger picture, who don't have dreams and goals, they are okay sitting still, they're not going to understand you. They're not going to understand you wanting more, the more syndrome, because they don't have it. When I started social media, I was laughed at. I was 38. Nobody in my age group was really doing it yet, but I did it anyway. I wouldn't be sitting where I am today had I not taken that leap of faith and believed in myself. Actually, I was just at such a broken place in my life. I had nothing else to lose. If you're sitting in that place and you have nothing else to lose, go for it. Do it. Build the business. Build the dream. Do what you want to do. Don't let other people's opinions be what validates you. Rewrite and reword and regroup as many times as you need to, because it's like a muscle. You go to the gym every single day to build muscle. If you skip 3 or 4 days, you lose that muscle, and you lose muscle faster than you gain it. Remember that. Your brain, your confidence, these skills, they're like any other thing you have to work at. Don't let them win. And if somebody's throwing stones, they're throwing them usually from a glass house, because we are all humans. We're perfectly imperfect, learning, failing together, healing together, and we should be rising together. When people show you who they are, this was one of the lessons I learned. When people show you who they are, believe them. A snake only sheds their skin to become a bigger snake because they want a seat at your table. Whether they're cheering for you or not, they want that seat because they want to know what you're doing. So it's important to reevaluate your circle regularly, because some people, they're showing up with the knife. They don't have your best interest at heart. And remember, it's not you. Not a you problem. It's a them problem. It's a boundary. It's an unnamed wound that they have not healed from yet. 90% of the time when people are coming at you or they have this hierarchy that they want to pull of I'm better than you, I'm the leader, I'm going to beat my chest and hear me roar moment, it's because they are insecure. It's a them problem. It's not a you problem. Your growth will bother people who never expected you to rise. Rise anyway. Rise anyway. Think about that. People want to keep you small. They want to keep you in the box because if you are rising and you rise above them and you don't take them with you, then that triggers them. That triggers uncomfortability. It is not your job to make people feel comfortable. It is not your job to explain yourself. If they misunderstand you, they don't understand, and they ask and you explain and they still tell you they don't understand, that's a them problem, not a you problem. Here are the truth takeaways. I'm going to be honest with you. Growth, it's going to expose some people's intentions. When you elevate, you will see who claps for you and who compares you. You will see who supports you and who silently is trying to fade away, shrink you, or ghost you. Remember that healing does not have a handbook. It doesn't have a time frame either. There is no one size fits all when it comes to healing. Some days you're going to feel powerful. You're going to wake up and you are going to think you can save the world. Other days you may wake up and it may be a challenge just to put the cape on. But remember, both days deserves to be celebrated. Both counts as progress because you wouldn't recognize the days you feel lost if you wouldn't make progress on the days you feel powerful. Remember, when you are dealing with people, it is not your job or your responsibility for them to approve of what you're doing. You don't have to explain yourself to anybody. Noah built the ark and it hadn't even rained. God will give you clarity on the right people. I believe that before he will level you up, he does not want you sharing his blessings with people who have bad intentions, who want to stab you in the back. And I think that's why I have lost some of the people I've lost in my life, because if I leveled up at the wrong time, I would have leveled up with every one of them. I'd have brought them right along with me in my backpack. I'd have been like, come on, y'all, let's go. I did this. I worked hard for it. I stayed up all night. I wrote the blog. I did whatever. I grew the social media. I don't care. It's us. That's my problem right there. Remember that when you are losing these people and you're grieving them, because I grieved friendships, the relationships, loss will create space for real alignment. And that's our ultimate goal. Is we want to live a lavish life. Lavish is happiness, contentment. When the wrong people fall off, the right people now have the space and the room to come into your life. I'm rebuilding, and I have rebuilt with some of the most amazing women in my life that I've ever seen. They are so encouraging. We're from all different walks of life. Some of us live on farms. Some of us are married, single. We don't care. They inspire me. I inspire them. And it's refreshing. It's refreshing to not feel like you have to compete on a daily basis or prove yourself to people or people please your way through the day, which brings me to protect your peace at all cost. Protect your peace like it is sacred, because it is. Your mindset is your superpower. When our mind, body, and soul is aligned and we know who we are at our core and we have our boundaries in place, we are going to attract the life we've always dreamed. I am a firm believer. The energy you put out into the world is the energy that you will get back. I read a book this past year that I wanted to recommend to you guys before I close out this episode. It's called The Mountain is in You by Brianna Weston, because I realized I was climbing a mountain that was built out of fear, and tearing them down revealed the truth. And that's what that book is all about, because the greatness really is within us all. We just have to tap into it. And when you realize your true worth, your mindset, when you're happy and aligned, the sky is the limit. It's whatever you want in life. Sweet friends, I hope this episode finds the person that was on my heart that I needed to make this for. If you know someone who is struggling with someone who's being negative and they can't see it, send them this episode. Because sometimes I have a hard time seeing it. I have the friend that just drug me through the mud. I have been warned about her multiple times by multiple different people of she does not have good intentions. It's only about her. She's just using you. And when you no longer serve her purpose, she doesn't need you anymore. And I didn't believe them. I defended her. And as many times as she showed me who she was, I still saw good because I don't want to see bad within people. But sometimes good people do bad things too. All I can say is I hope that if you're in the in between and you don't have a support group, reach out. Reach out to Lavish Life Living, reach out to Just Jelly Podcast. I'm one email, one DM, one text away because that truly is my ultimate goal with this podcast, with any of my work that I do, is so men and women don't have to suffer in silence. I pray that every person that's listening to this episode just finds peace, happiness, that their heart will be covered and guarded and shielded from evil, from all the ones who seek to do you harm. I pray you would just be protected and guarded from them. I pray that you can find strength when you feel weak, peace when you feel anxious, because I feel anxious a lot of the time. I struggle with anxiety. That you can find the courage when you feel misunderstood, that you can hear your inner voice telling you it's going to be okay. That's what I keep going back to. I wish I could tell the girl that started January 1st of 2025 that you'll be sitting on December 1st of 2025. Okay, you're going to rise, you'll stand again, and you're going to come out better than you were when you started. I just want to thank each and every one of you for walking through this journey with me. This season has not been an easy one. Thank you for holding truth of who I am and accepting me. I will meet you wherever you are, no matter where you are in life. I don't base my friends off religion or their beliefs, because that's just judgment wrapped up in a nice bubble of, oh, well, I'm protecting myself. I don't want to do that either. Because one thing that I have truly learned about myself this season is I am a Christian, but I am not into religion. I am a Christian who has a relationship with Jesus. And when Jesus walked this earth, he showed love, compassion, and kindness to everyone. Not just one person, not just the people who believed in him. And he wasn't beating people over the head with a Bible saying, believe in me. No, he wanted them to see his love, his light, and then be drawn to him. And that is where I live at, is I want people to see my heart and know that I genuinely care for you guys. And I do mean when I say I love y'all, and I'll be there for you. And I will show you love and compassion and kindness and be there for you on your bad days. And that's a wrap, guys. Woo! Season 3 has come to an end, and we are besties, I tell you. And if you're new here, we're becoming besties one episode at a time. So tune in. Make sure you are liking, subscribing, following us on all social media platforms. I just noticed my mic has like my lipstick on it. I love each and every one of you, and I will see you in season 4. I can't promise you what it's going to look like, when it's going to drop. So make sure you're following us wherever you get your podcast from, Instagram, YouTube. We're on all of them, Facebook, TikTok, and I will see you in season 4, and I'm going to be popping bottles of champagne on New Year's Eve. I hope you guys have an amazing Christmas. Happy New Year, and I will see you in 2026. And until then, just stay sweet out there, y'all. Love you.
Thanks for listening, and we hope you enjoyed this episode. Be sure to follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube at Just Jelly Podcast. Or check out our website, justjellypodcast.com. DM Jen with any questions, topic suggestions, or if you would like to make a guest appearance. And don't forget to follow, rate, and review the Just Jelly Podcast. Remember, greatness has no boundaries, and the power to create change lies within each of us. Thanks again for your support, and we'll catch you in the next episode of the Just Jelly Podcast.